As a massage therapist, you tend to get asked a lot of questions. Clients will ask you questions, family and friends will ask you questions. You could be in Target wearing your work t-shirt and somebody approaches you and says, "Is that you? Are you a massage therapist? Can I ask you a couple questions? Like, do you work on necks? I get these bad headaches." It's awesome. But it dawned on me a few weeks ago that maybe in March I should make it kind of a Q&A month. And I can try to get a little bit more comfortable talking to an iPhone camera, which is not fun for me. And I can also get my clients a little bit more familiar with my take on things, etc. So the first topic I wanted to bring up, and it's more of a topic than a question, is that about a month ago, I was invited to come and speak to my old massage therapy school that I graduated from in May 2009. And I heard, hey, this evening class is probably going to graduate within the month, and we're just having a couple speakers, different massage therapists and other people that have their own places, come around and just vibe, just riff. So I thought, do I talk about anything specific? Do I have a time limit? They just said, no, come on and speak. So I said, okay, I can do that. I can talk. So I showed up last night at 9:30 and I had a blast. There's probably 15, 17 students. And like I said, they graduate within a few weeks. And so they will be ready to do roughly what I do in some way. And I thought to myself weeks ago, if I'm about to graduate massage therapy school and somebody comes and talks to me, what would I want them to talk to me about? So I came up with 5 main things, and I got a bunch of questions from these little 5 topics. It's so cool. The number one thing I told them is your education's just beginning. It's very common for college students, high school students, anybody to be told this when they're about to be done with a program. But I was like, guys, I see a lot of massage therapists out there. They get out of school or they complete one CEU or something like that, and they're done. They're good. They don't need to be challenged further. There's no topics that they're really familiar with or interested in. They just kind of do their thing. That's not cool. But thankfully, in my network, the therapists I know, everybody's pretty cool. They kind of have their own interests and they're really reliable and stuff. But I've seen it. I've seen plenty of therapists out there that they don't want to be there. They're tired. They're angry. They're resentful. Even in this kind of field where most people think like we're really nurturing and caring and hospitable or whatever, I've seen a lot of therapists that make me kind of roll my eyes. If you try to have any kind of serious discussion about it, like a professional topic with them, they're just their eyes just glaze over. So I said, guys, keep your education going. It's just starting. Find new things that you're interested in and follow those up. Number 2 was niche down. Yeah, take your education, find stuff that you're interested in, but then niche down. One thing that I had not done before going out in my own practice was to kind of work towards branding myself. And a student at some point was like, well, what do you even do? Like, what's your thing? I said, wow, you're right. Like, I fell into it. I do primarily pain management, headache and migraine relief. I work on a lot of necks, range of motion kind of work. But I said, that's a good question because typically I just think, well, I'm a massage therapist. I do it all. I do, I'm kind of well-versed in a lot of different things. Yet people want you to be an authority on subjects, and you should be an authority on whatever you're claiming that you're good at. Duh. So I said, that's a good question. I kind of stumbled into pain relief, pain management. Always kind of had more of a skeptical kind of nature, kind of maybe a more PT-esque approach than the namaste, dangle the crystal over your forehead kind of therapists. And I like those people, but generally speaking, those kind of clients would not come to me. I would get I have this chronic issue. I get these debilitating migraines. I have to call out of work. You name it. And that really resonated with me when I was hearing people say, oh my gosh, look what I can do now. That's so great. Or, I've had a lot less migraines since I've started to see you. That's awesome. So you play to your strengths, and you niche down and you figure out what you're good at. And, you can always try to build up what you're lacking in, but play to your strengths, stay good at what you're good at, get better at what you're good at. So the next subject, topic number 3, was I wanted them to grind. I said, get out of school and work on as many people as you possibly can. I've worked in gyms. I've worked in PT, kind of chiro wellness centers. I've worked in spas. I've worked in the big box chain type, a big box chain type place. And now for over a year, I've been on my own. And obviously, I prefer where I am now versus anywhere else, but I don't regret my time spent anywhere else. And I've learned a ton. I learned to work under time constraints, various models, which I didn't particularly care for, but you still got to get the job done. You still have to, keep your reputation intact and be killer at what you do. So I said, I'm grateful for all the places I've been, for all the perspective I've gained. And if I had just come right out of school and gone into my own practice, one, I would not have been prepared. I would not have been experienced. And even just the kind of business side of things, I would have been in way over my head. So I said, grinding is a good mentality. Just work and work and work and hone your skills and, be a sponge for feedback. Sometimes you might have to kind of press some clients for a clear idea of what your work means to them. Some, they don't want to offend you. They want to be kind. And some people really don't have any complaints or anything. But I'm that kind of personality that's like, what about this? What do you think about that? I'd rather be annoying than not thorough enough, I guess. Maybe it's a fault. But their education's just beginning. I want them to niche down, and I want them to grind. I want them to work a ton. Number 4 was in some online communities for massage therapists, there's a few brazen, bold people out there that are saying, I've got this new idea. I've got this new kind of business model. I've got a new way of working. And inevitably, there are just a few scattered therapists that are like, you can't do it that way. It's never done that way. It hasn't been done that way. This is how things are traditionally done. So what? But they get so adamant that you comply or stay within this realm of it's always been done this way. Why would you diverge from this model? I might have to run it past some people to see if it's okay. Screw off. I mean, I'm sorry, but let people innovate. Let people come up with new ideas and ways of working. If it's not working for them or their clients, they'll know pretty soon. And I told those students, I'm like, that's not to say don't be professional, don't breach your scope of practice, that kind of stuff. But I gave them this anecdote. I said, next month I'll be going to Colorado and studying something called the LOCKT method. It's LOKTE, and it's all floor-based work. So I'll have a Thai yoga mat on the floor, a Thai massage mat, and like hiking poles, and I'll be standing on like a wood block, and I'll also use one foot for pressure on various joints and things like that. It's just a different way of working, but it'll be cool. It'll be floor-based. People generally be fully clothed. I can go work in gyms. I can go work in my studio. I can go to people's houses. It's very mobile work, and it's a kind of new skill that I'd like to develop. And I've noticed some therapists will come out and be like, floor-based work? Are you sure that is that within our scope? Is that within? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Our job is basically to touch people. It's basically to compress tissue and aid in range of motion impairment and reduce pain and strain and all these things. And you're worried about me working on the floor with people? Give me a break. So I really just don't like to be told what to do. I really don't like figures of authority, I suppose, for the most part. So I'm really outspoken on things like that. And that point was actually pretty well received, I'm proud to say. So that was, it's always been this way. Like, no, innovate. Don't worry about the kind of old crows in the industry. They're like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's, make sure that you have permission first. No. Number 5 was to embrace technology. It might sound obvious, but we have these supercomputers in our pockets. We have these iPhones, we have these Androids or whatever. And I can have my clients book online. They can pay via their phone, and it shows up in my phone even before or just after an appointment. I can send out automated email follow-ups. I can do all kinds of stuff. I even told them, I'm like, download a 3D anatomical model app on your iPhone. And if somebody's having an issue, bring up the little model and spin it around and show them the trapezius, and then take the trapezius off and show them a layer underneath that. Amazing stuff. I said, I think the old guard of massage therapists is used to phone calls and penciling things into a paper calendar. And whereas that can work, it's an amazing time to be a massage therapist now because we're assisted by so much technology. And for that, we should be very grateful. So it was, your education's just starting, keep it going. Niche down, find what you're really good at and build on that. Grind, work a ton. 4 was forget all those nagging voices that just want to pull you down and make you want to be miserable. And then 5 was embrace technology. Online scheduling, online payment, emailing. I let my clients text me, ask me questions. I let them email me. I don't care. It's all good. Like, I'm here. This is the way to reach me. Gold standard massage therapy is just me. So I like a model wherein the person that's facilitating the work can reach you if need be. Because, why would there be anything else? Yet that's kind of a deviation of the norm. So it was all, the little talk was well received. I probably talked way longer than I should have, but everybody was really kind and gracious, and some of the questions are really good. So I will be doing a handful more of these kind of Q&A things, much more Q&A style for the rest of this month than this. But I thought I'd just share that story because when you go to talk to people that are just getting into your world, into your kind of industry, it recalibrates some things in your brain. And I came away feeling a lot more grateful for being able to survive this long and enjoy what I do for this amount of time and still be eager to do it another 9 years, another 49 years as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of things I'd like to do on the side. I'd like to be like a beekeeper and all kinds of other things, but massage therapy is something that I cannot imagine just walking away from one day or getting bored or tired of it. So that's all for now, but I'll be doing some more of these later this month. Peace.